problem we're facing, folks. Our climate control unit here, all the buttons, the lights have gone off, and we need to replace them now. It's been like this for quite some time. I just never got around actually fixing it. I've already bought all the bulb replacement bulbs through the dealer there, and I'm gonna attempt to actually try and fix it at this point. So stay tuned.
Hey, welcome to the channel, guys, where I post helpful yet entertaining video weekly. Well, guys, if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button, and at the same time, guys, ring that bell so that way you can get notified for all the videos going forward. As well, guys, don't forget to press the like button as well, please. And yeah, that would help me quite a bit in terms of the algorithm and how they promote our videos. So anyways, guys, without further ado, we are going to work on the Honda Pilot. Today, I'll be fixing something that has been dreading me for the past many years. I know that a lot of you guys that owns the Gen 1 Honda Pilot, probably your head unit, or what you call it, the climate control unit, lights are off, and it's hard to see at night, and you won't be able to see any of your climate control to be able to adjust your climate. So anyways, guys, without further ado, stay tuned.
In the process of removing the trims, we needed the bone tools to be able to remove the outer and the inner trim. As you can see, I've been basically prying between the two trims to start with, and use the other trim to aid me there to pretty much crack it open. So as you can see, I was able to free up the top part of the trim, and you just work down the bottom, and basically, as you can see there, it came off easy. Similarly, on the right side, just work it with the bone tool there until you can free up the top, and then work your way to the bottom there basically. This one is a little bit tougher in a sense. For some reason, it's a lot harder to come off there, but finally I got it off anyways. And now we're gonna work on getting the inner trim by removing those 4 bolts that's holding it. At this time, we're pretty much halfway there, as these bolts will basically uncover the inner bolt that holds the actual brace for the head unit. There's a little bit of a struggle in getting this trim out. Unknowingly, there's actually another bolt underneath there, as you can see me discovering it as soon as I remove the tray, or the little drawer that's sitting underneath there. Still have to yank it pretty hard to be able to get this whole trim out, along with all the connections underneath or behind it. Just lay it on the side, and pretty much just no need to unhook them in the process. There's another 4 bolts to go, and this one here basically is holding the brace now for the whole unit. As we free up the entire unit here. We have connections in the back, and you just pretty much have to pinch it for it to the locks to come off there. So as you can see, there is that little tab there that you press down for it to release. And from here on, there's 2 more bolts that we need to undo on both sides there. We're almost there, pretty much, guys. And as you can see, as I'm undoing the bolt, you just have to pry it out to be able to unmount the entire unit. It basically latch on to both of those on both sides.
Well, here's our control unit for our climate control, and basically, guys, here I have purchased the bulbs from our local dealer here, and basically I have 6 LED bulbs in here that makes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bulbs, and yeah, we're gonna work on getting the bulbs replaced. In this case, guys, basically all we have to do is unscrew like 4 screws here. Now there is a clip that we need to just yank a little bit here to allow this whole casing here to free up. So basically we can go out from this level here. So I'm going to use one of this flat head here and see if we can just help free up this. There you go, simple as that. And then likewise from the other side, just have to get it out of the mount. The cover is off basically here, guys. Now in just basically we just have to, you know, set this board aside. Just make sure that you don't damage any of this connection points there. So now as you guys see, all the bulbs are basically those brown, round brown things here. So we just have to unscrew those, and we will just replace them with our bulbs that we got from our dealer here. There's actually 2 ways you guys can replace the bulbs. You can actually go at it from the OEM bulbs from Honda here, and this is basically the part number. And it comes with 1 per package from Japan, or you can go to Amazon or eBay and also buy the actual bulb itself in the aftermarket bulb, and then you have to replace the bulb on the actual unit, the brown little unit here. You can actually replace the bulb altogether. I find that that's a lot harder to do. It's a lot more tedious to do. I mean, it's not hard, but it's just a lot more tedious. So it's easier to just go and buy the packet, because I mean they're not that expensive, I would say. Since I'm doing this on my own already, most likely, you know, doesn't cost much technically here. So you just need to have a really thin flathead to just slip it into the groove here, and you can just turn this around, and if it doesn't help, you can also use, in this case, you need a really flat head here, but it has to be a thin flat head. What's wrong with this? Oh boy. See, it's broken. There you go, guys. So we'll just have to unscrew every single one of them. Just release them out of the mount. So it's just a lot easier to pull later on here. And I'm gonna go this way so you guys can see a little bit there. It's in a nice angle. So I'm gonna take the packets here one by one, and well, it's actually, they've been stapled together here, so let's just free them all up. Start with the first one. So we'll just see if we can yank the with our finger here and see if we can get it out first and see. There we go. Easy enough, that's one. And we'll put the replacement one in. Similarly, guys, just have to make sure it's just sitting nicely there, and then let's see. That's pretty much in. We'll do the next one here. They're supposed to go in a little bit more here. They don't seem to clip in nicely there compared to, oops, compared to the one that I just replaced. They seem to not latch in all the way. Let me just take it out quickly here. I'm not sure why. There you go. Just gonna help it in a little bit there in the process, because for some reason it doesn't turn. Sorry, the view there, guys. Probably not be able to see what I'm doing here, but so I'll just basically put this in a time lapse, guys, and so you don't have to wait until I'm done here. Well, guys, the real technique here is actually having a slightly longer driver here, and also a nice flathead screwdriver here that fits right on the groove. As you guys can see, has to make sure it fits nicely there, and give it a bit of a push, and it actually goes well. I don't get much leverage from the smaller screwdrivers here, but with this one here, it gave me quite a bit of force, so it was able to lock in there nicely. So anyways, that's done pretty much, so we just have to put this back in place. Okay, now, yeah, there we go. Just push it in there, nicely sitting down. And then we'll just put our cover back in. Should just be clip on there. Everything is in. Now we'll just get the screws back in place. There you go, guys, all done. Time to put it back in place. One thing that I would like to mention here, I guess it's in this position there. I will end up keeping all this burnt out bulbs, because you could buy the actual bulb itself and replace this whole thing. As you can see, all you have to do is unwind the wires out, and you can pull this whole thing out and put the new one in. So you can actually keep this, and oh yeah, there's the other one there. So yeah, well, you can keep this and pretty much reuse them, so that way next time it burns, then yeah, you can just basically swap them back in. So yeah, anyways, guys, we'll be installing it back inside the car. Well, folks, before we get too far, I would like to test them out first before we fasten everything all together, just to make sure that our work is not for the waste. Simply just hook the harnesses back in, and I guess we'll just leave it there for now. I just wanted to just try it out and see, making sure that we're all working here in the process. Let me grab my keys. All right. Let's see if we can. just open the garage and turn off the lights here, and just to see if as you guys can see, it's hard to see, guys, but let me turn off all the lights in the garage here so you guys can see it. Yeah, it works. As you guys can see here, it does work. We got our lights back now. I don't know if that shows in the video there, but yeah, it works. So we'll put them all together and we'll go from there. It's simple as just snapping this baby in there, and then where it goes, just put the screw in, and then we're good to go. We get the lights back in. Turn the car off. Time to put the unit back in place. I gotta get our screw. Basically the process here is the reversal of what we've done. One thing I noticed when I took these screws out, they were barely on there. They're really soft, and they were almost coming off technically. I didn't have to even use any force at all to get them off. So I don't know, maybe the vibration for the past few years, for many years here, it has loosened all these bolts a little bit. So yeah, I wonder why. I've been experiencing some rattling a little bit there at one point, so maybe it's basically caused by some of the screws not fastened properly. So it's about time for us, I guess, to get all these bolts tightened up in the process to make it a lot quieter. Now time to put the whole unit back in place. Just make sure the wires are not going to get pinched. Process here. Hold on a second. Doesn't look like the unit is sitting on. I see a gap here, so maybe it's not latching on perfectly. Let me undo this quickly here, guys. I believe, yeah, there's a groove in there that we need to make sure we're on. There we go. Now it's nice and flush. A little boo-boo there, guys. Now it should be sitting better. So I was wondering why I was having a hard time trying to get it in there. Make sure it's tight. There we go. Way better. Oops. Just there we go. So as you guys notice, there's a notch in here where the unit just sits on nicely, and now there's 4 nuts, so it could sit nicely there while you're tightening everything up. So awesome design, I would say. Now let's get our 4 bolts. Need one more. Here we go. You guys are not able to see in this side, but basically it's a mirror image. So yeah, the 4 bolts are exactly alike on the other side there. So let's make sure that it's nicely sitting there before we tighten everything up. 1. Chester wants to come in here. I'm too lazy to get him in, allowing him to come in here. The other thing that I discovered is that there's another bolt that holds this tray here, and we just need to make sure we got that in as well. Those 2 wires in the back there, guys, make sure it's tucked in nicely, or else it can get pinched. So we got this other bolt here that we're gonna be putting underneath here, just right behind the drawer here. So we just have to screw that back in place once we get this whole trim back in. Why is it not sitting nicely? Oh yeah, there you go, guys. There you go. There you go. Sweet. Let's get 1 bolt. Fasten right in there. Just right in the center here, guys, there's that 1 bolt. Just need to lock it in. And then four other bolts that's holding the trim. Just make sure the gap is a little tighter. Just for aesthetics here, guys. Yeah, maybe I'll just keep it loose for now. and then tighten everything at the same time. Yeah, it's nice to pry it out because then it aligns the button, aligns the bolts on the hole of the bottom there, and then we could just tighten the top. It gives us a better alignment throughout. So, and then we just have to install our bottom trim here. It should be simple enough to there you go, guys. Simple and easy. We didn't scratch anything in the process. Let me just knock that thing out of there. Piece there, I guess. This side. Very simple. Put the bottom piece in first, and then work the top. Boom. Put our tray back in. Here you go, guys. It's all done. Pretty easy install. I would say, you know, it's 5 out of 10. It's really nothing to it. It's fairly easy. If you follow the exact procedure that I've done, you shouldn't have any problem at all getting this done. So, anyways.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just to recap the tools that we used in the process here. So we have the bone tools to pry those trimming around the head unit, and the screwdriver, as well as flatheads as well, for getting the bulbs in and removing and putting the bulbs, the new bulbs in. This helps as well for picking the bulbs out of the mount inside the head unit. And I have also this little pieces of screwdrivers here, and just to aid me with anything that I need in terms of prying things out, just like the cover of the back cover of the head unit there in the process. So yeah, those are pretty much the tools that you need, and hope you enjoyed the process, and we'll go from there.